Alright, so the fans of Warhammer were definitely not shy about letting me know that I was a heretic for saying that Gundam Assemble was similar to it. And that's what I learned about this game, Battletech. Battletech is a game that I heard whispers about ages ago, but never really explored, never really got into it. But after taking a close look, alright, I can see where you guys are coming from. For example, the hex pattern board is like an immediate visual connection here. Now let me clarify why I brought up Warhammer in the first place. First, I love the franchise. Second, it's widely known and was directly compared to Gundam Assemble by a lot of people that I spoke to at the convention. A lot of people there were talking about jumping into Gundam Assemble, and if it turns out to be more accessible, they'll go ahead and consider it. This brings me to some speculation. Take a look at this sneak peek of the MSRP of the advanced starter kits. These kits are part of a bundle, which usually means that you're getting each item for less than its standalone price, and each kit is going to be priced around $7.66 USD, and that is extremely competitive. Now let's move on to another piece of evidence. This image of the game board. Notice anything different? Yeah, there are no hex grid here on this one. Could this mean that there will be a free measure version of the game? It's definitely possible, so let's dive deeper. Bandai has shown a knack for understanding the demographics they're trying to target. For example, their upcoming Gundam card game includes a standalone one-on-one gameplay and also features multiplayer formats like 2 versus 2 and free-for-all with 4 or more players. Guys, this is significant. Launching a multiplayer game with built-in rules is almost unheard of. Typically, multiplayer formats evolve organically within the player communities. Even I created a Digimon multiplayer format called Companion. It was a fun project, but updating it with every new set eventually became too time-consuming. So could Bandai be applying that same approach with Gundam Assemble? Is the question here. And honestly, I think so. In this video, I'll be speculating on what those modes might look like and how they could play. But before we dive in, let me quickly ask you for your support here. We're aiming to hit 3,500 subscribers by March. Hitting that subscribe button is free for you and it helps support the channel immensely. Alright guys, let's get into it. So as of the recording of this video, the rules for Gundam Assemble haven't been released yet. So all we can do is speculate based on what we've been given so far. And that's only from 2 sources, what we saw at CardFest Orlando and the Gundam Assemble trailer itself. So let's talk about the display at CardFest, because I was actually there and I got to see this in person. Here you will see perfect grade models on hex stands. It just looks absolutely amazing. Obviously to me, this is just a way to draw attention to the booth area from afar, from all over the convention. It was a large convention, so obviously you got to get people there. But if we're going off what everyone else is saying, that this display somehow confirms how the game will work, then who's to say there won't be some type of upscaling mode? Yes, guys, upscaling mode. So perhaps you'll be able to play using your pre-existing high grades, for example, if you have a large enough play area. Play spaces for Warhammer can get pretty massive, and you can definitely fit plenty of high grades models on those type of tables. Yeah, I get it. Upscaling rules are kind of hard to believe, and even hard for me to believe, honestly. But here's something I can imagine. Players just doing it themselves. If the playing field is hex-based, why not upscale it on their own using their own high-grade models with the same character sheets and rules? You can already buy the hex bases in high-grade scale. Now that I think about it, I kind of already own a few of these hex bases, so I kind of want to try this out myself. Speaking of the hex board, let's go ahead and talk about it. This image here is the main reason why players are saying that this game is going to be more like Battletech than Warhammer. I don't know too much about Battletech, but if you're curious and want me to cover it in a future video, let me know in the comments down below. I'll begin my quest to understand a game that I may never ever play, but I'll do it for you. But for now, the best thing that I can do is just compare these images to the images of actual Battletech. Alright, so obviously as you can see here, we have the hexagons. Also, they have like some little trees that are also hexagons. That's pretty cool. But the thing I'm noticing are these numbers. I don't really know what the numbers symbolize, and like the tree areas don't have numbers. I don't know if you have to have numbers. Looking at this one, this seems to be like a larger board. I would feel like this is more like starter kit level. Like, look at the miniatures. They're not even like models, right? They're like paper cutouts, and there's some D6s there. And you also have like your cards. This is what I imagine that Gundam Assemble is going to have. They're going to have these cards here. This is what you're essentially going to be going off of, and obviously everything's going to be represented on the tabletop itself. Now look at this one. This is like, these are like the sweats, right? These are the guys who are definitely loving this game. They're in there. They made their own custom river, rocks going up. As you can see, there's different elevations as well. This looks really awesome, and this is like a massive map. They have a lot of trees here. That is kind of cool. I don't know if Gundam Assemble is going to have anything like that. And here's another image of more so flat land with just a couple raised areas and a lot of like these little microstructures here. Not really sure if you can get on top of these buildings. And here's just another shot on the side here, again representing those numbers. And even the little raised areas now have the numbers on top. But they have like these special dice. They have like these numbers. I'm not really sure. These are special BattleTech dice. So during my research, I also stumbled upon the BattleTech video game on Steam. And I noticed something very, very peculiar about it. I already owned it. I have no idea how similar the game is to the tabletop counterpart, but we'll have to give it a try nonetheless. Overall, when it comes to Gundam Assemble, as someone who's brand new to the tabletop gaming community, here are a few things that I'm expecting myself. Number one, easy to set up play area. If this game can fit in the same space that 2 card players typically take up, it would be ideal for most card shops. Gundam Assemble is releasing alongside Gundam card games, so table spaces at your local card shop will most likely be very limited during the release week. But now when I say it like that, this also makes me wonder, if we combine 2 play areas, could we do 4-player free-for-all or even 2v2 matches? Why not? But hey, I guess we'll see. Hey, number 2, kind of similar to number 1, but like ease of setup. Since I'm a card gamer and not a tabletop player, I prefer something that doesn't require extensive planning or setup. Just roll out the hex map, dump out your units, but in my case, I'm going to elegantly and slowly remove them from their cases while wearing gloves, making sure not to scrape any of the divine paint job on it that I'll be doing. And of course, if you want yours painted, be sure to reach out to me. We will be doing commissions in the future. And then grab your dice and start playing. And lastly, I just want to add, can we please use D10 dice? I'm just not a fan of D6s. I don't know. I like the 10 percentages. I just like how they look. I just think they're superior dice, especially when it comes to games like this. Now, again, I don't play tabletop, so I don't really know, but just sometimes rolling a lot of D6s just doesn't make any kind of sense to me for certain abilities. Now, I will say this. Bandai has already shipped out those beta sets, and each of those beta sets have D6 dices already in them. Now, I really wouldn't be surprised if their intention was for you to use those dices as well from the Gundam trading card game beta set for Gundam Assemble. As you can see here, there was a D10 dice on the board, and that made me kind of hopeful, but a lot of the scenes here also had a lot of D6s, and a lot of tabletops, just players have a lot of D6s, and D6s come in more bundle packs than D10s do. It's just more of a sales thing. Yeah, I know that last part was more of a conspiracy, but overall, I would like to have D10s over D6s. Alright guys, I know that was a short video, but we're going to go ahead and wrap it up. Will this game actually cause Warhammer to lose money? Who knows? But all we can do is go off by what players are saying right now and what they're interested in and what they can afford. I know all my videos are kind of different. Nothing's exactly the same, but if you enjoyed this type of video right here, go ahead and be sure to hit that like button. And of course, help us out by hitting that subscribe button, guys. As I said earlier, we have big goals this year, and I really appreciate you guys from all the subscribers that I've gotten so far. Got a lot of you guys subscribed last week, but we're still got a long way to go to reach our goals, guys, so be sure to help us out. It's free to you, and very important to me, so please hit that subscribe button. And while you're down there, hit that bell so you can go ahead and be notified when I actually upload that BattleTech video game. We don't know if it's going to be good or not, but we're going to go ahead and try it out. Let's go on a journey together. I know life can be hard out there, guys, but keep your head up, keep moving forward, and most importantly, let nothing stop you. Peace out, guys.